Hello horror fans and welcome back to the Scariest channel on YouTube, Top 5 Scary Videos, the place where we dust off the old bookshelf and gasp in awe at just how many books R.L Stine managed to churn out. What's going on guys, it's me again, your frightful host Jack Finch, as today we dive into the macabre, the weird and terrifyingly wonderful world of, for many of us, the first brush of horror to ever cross our paths, R.L Stine's Goosebumps and the 5 scariest books in the entire franchise. Roll the clip. Little tidbit fact for you all, as I've just found out, I was born on the exact same day as R.L Stine, which pretty much makes me an advocate for all things horror. If you didn't know, born in 1943, Robert Lawrence Stine has spawned hundreds, literally hundreds of horror fiction novels, best known for his Goosebumps series, which have inspired young horror enthusiasts the world over. The main reason? Well, you all know it, the fantastically vivid cover art. Nothing is more iconic with young horror fans than the likes of these. Before we jump into that though, you know the drill by now, make sure to hit that thumbs up button if you're a fan of this video or just top 5 scary in general, and be sure to share this video with your nearest and dearest cosmic companions. Kicking off at number 5, The Curse of Camp Cold Lake. As the blurb goes, camp is supposed to be fun, but Sarah hates Camp Cold Lake. The lake is gross and slimy and she's having a little trouble with her bunkmates. They hate her. So Sarah comes up with a plan. She'll pretend to drown, then everyone will feel sorry for her. But things don't go exactly the way Sarah planned, because down by the cold dark lake someone is watching her, stalking her, someone with pale blue eyes and a see-through body. Released in June 1997, The Curse of Camp Cold Lake was the 56th book in the original Goosebumps series, and was perhaps on the more maudlin side of the usual R.L Stine tone. And it also featured that very human fear of being ostracized by your peers, as Sarah is by the girls at camp. A modern equivalent would be Mean Girls, just with terrifying lake spirits, the fear of drowning, and venomous snakes. Next up at number 4, I Live in Your Basement. This is one Goosebumps title where the cover doesn't truly portray how utterly messed up this book is, and it's kind of testament that you probably couldn't get away with writing this stuff without being accused of being a demonic satanist in this day and age. Seriously, it's messed up. Released in November 1997, I Live in Your Basement is the 61st book in the original Goosebumps series, and features a kid named Marco with an annoyingly overprotective mom that doesn't let him enjoy what most kids like to do, running around in the dirt and playing softball. But after Marco sneaks out to play a game with his friends, her fears are justified when he gets hit in the head with a baseball bat. And then, well, that's when things get weird, and Marco starts receiving phone calls from a creepy kid called Keith, who just so happens to live in the basement of Marco's house. Yeah, this book features kids screaming in pain as they puke their guts out, strangers in basements, and characters who turn their skin literally inside out. That's messed up, Robert. Coming in at number 3, Cuckoo Clock of Doom. Weird, creepy clocks, time travel, bratty sisters, the impending fear of undeath. This book is like an episode straight from the Twilight Zone. While it may not seem like the most outwardly scary book, there's no monsters or villains or things that go bump in the night here, but this book's real horror comes in the form of some very intellectual themes, the consequences of one's actions, and the fact that you should always be careful what you wish for. Released in February 1995, the 28th book in the original series features Michael Webster, who hates his little sister Tara because she ruins everything and never gets in trouble for it. Well, when an antique cuckoo clock shows up in the family home, Michael figures he'll get back at Tara and frame her for messing with the clock. But when he does, he accidentally starts moving backwards through time and ultimately ends up wiping his sister from existence. There's literally no happy ending in this book. It's pretty bleak. Creeping in at number 2, Night of the Living Dummy 2. Mannequins, ventriloquist dummies, nothing creeps me out more than the fear of the uncanny. Things that look like humans but aren't and never should be. As the blurb goes, Amy's ventriloquist dummy Dennis keeps losing his head. For real. So Amy begs her family for a new dummy. That's when her dad finds Slappy in a local pawn shop. Slappy's kind of ugly, but Amy's having fun practicing her new routine. Then terrible things start happening. Horrible, nasty things. Just like what happened the first time. Because there's something odd about Slappy. Something not quite right. Something evil. The reason that the second part of this book and not the first one makes this list is because although the first is good, the second part just turns up that overwhelming dread of everyone, including your family, turning against you. Also, it's got a surprisingly horrifying ending. Just don't trust any kind of doll or dummy ever. okay? And finally, our number 1 spot, Welcome to the Dead House. And of course, it just has to be the first ever Goosebumps book written in the terrifying R.L Stine series, the moment where all the creepiness first spilled out onto the page. Welcome to Dead House. The first ever book in the series, released in July 1992, is a tale where the Benson family move to the sleepy town of Dark Falls. The house they move into, unfortunately, turns out to be the place where the townsfolk let new families move into before they trap them and drink all of their blood. Turns out the whole town is infested with blood-drinking, ritualistic zombie cannibals who need to feast on a freshly killed family once a year to sustain their undead immortality. While being the terrifying benchmark for all Goosebumps tales that followed, it also features one of the series' most graphically horrific scenes, where one of the Benson kids melts a creature's face right off its skull, and it's about as intense as Goosebump comes. Well, unfortunately folks, that's all we've got time for in today's video. Thanks for stopping by, and before you leave, if you've enjoyed this video, then be a dear and hit that thumbs up button, and why don't you ding that subscribe bell so you can stay up to date with our latest and greatest uploads. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure to make this video for you all. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've been your host, Jack Finch. You've been watching Top 5 Scary Videos, and until next time, you take it easy.